I'm going to just give you a really funny task. My dad says, no way are you doing that one. Body count, do I have one? Usually I think about really and like natural disasters, world wars, piracy. And I'm only amused by this concept because my very first boyfriend made me watch every horror movie, which I don't even like, in alphabetical order. Because he was writing a book about movie reviews. And one of the things he did while he watched the movie was the body count. Okay, I didn't enjoy that until I got to the Boneyard. Classic. Everyone misses that one. Hilarious zombie movie. Scary. And it ends. And someone said, and I'm amused by it, instead of trying to count up how you don't have a body count, why don't you start listing things where you could have a body count and then do, well, a partial body count is kind of a body count, isn't it? And we're already counting 2 mysterious deaths in a meth lab of strangers. How did I know that that day was a whistle day? I was racing around. I was like, what do I do? Put on my jogging shoes, just like Forrest Gump. Run. I didn't. I walked with my Indian dress like hell, like hell, down the sidewalk, fast as I could go. Mirrors shimmering in the sun. I was terrible that day. I didn't know why. And as I passed my friend on the sidewalk, we didn't speak. I walked straight past him. I don't know where I was going. And he said, 2 kids just died in a meth lab. I don't know. Am I a danger to my community? What was I doing in riot speed? Is it my fault? I'll count those 2 on my body count. I'm responsible for those. I don't know whoever they are. Alright, who else? Well, there's the obvious one. Not speaking of that one. Dream, what's his name? Jay. Jay aspired to a little pixie fairy, isn't he? Now gone straight up to heaven. With a little time wearing well on canoe rides and sex. So what am I not counting? Ones that died perfectly at the right moment for their life and their future and went to heaven and all of that. Who else? There was a school shooting. And why was I digging a hole the day before. So angry. That's really, really okay. I'm not counting anymore. Nope. You're right, Pop. Bad idea. I was like, don't run a gun drive on the school. That was a joke. Bury your gun. I was thinking about Chicago. That's where it started. They're like, what do we do about all those guns in Chicago? And I'm like, well, you collect them. Unloaded in pieces. It was a joke, though. Jesus. And everyone thought that was a good idea. I was really screaming at Rome and hospitals, so how could that be related? I was trying to get my boyfriend secretly through my little system of mailboxes to marry me. And I said, but you can't put me in the hospital again for throwing chips in your bed. I thought you were against Roman laws. He said, I'm so sorry. Oh, I will put you in the hospital again. Left down a real number on when that man put me away. You know where he punched the wall when I woke him up with that chip bag because I was so excited about all that shit I was writing on the wall and I wanted to tell him what it meant. And the mattress. What? He puts green slime around the edge, Vaseline around the edge of the mattress. And then wakes up, punches the wall, and I get arrested? Well, I think he threw away all my important notes right by the door where he punched the wall. All my original plans of gifts that I wanted to give. You know what is hanging there? Lost and found sign. Started out with just lost and found things I wanted to buy. And now it's lovers that I used to have. All I need is $50 and I can research whether or not I can have them again. After all, that's what he wants. Renew them constantly. Echinacea God. Oh, the man with laughing gas. Blonde, fatty dreads. humble. Fortunately, he's taken, I don't know how much. He had a child just after me. He showed me a picture. And he was still on the road. We went dancing. I met Phil from the East Coast on stage. All he had to do was give me a little eyes or something. We could have spoken. Phil? Wasn't Phil the one who wanted to give me cowgirl spurs? We were always sitting on the porch with his mandolin or his banjo, and we would talk after the sing along with the older kids, and then I'd be like, "What?" It would always end the same way. "What? You have cowgirl spurs?" And then we were never quite willing to like do the deed, but one time he had an antique accordion, and I walked up to that house. I was playing with my lower classmen girls, really a cusp, the oldest ones of some and the youngest ones of others. That day we got a schwilly. We had a whole fifth of tequila. We were handing out shots in a ladle. Yes, me and Mia and all the girls were involved. We had a bassinet we had stolen on our way back from the Bjork concert. And we got that at a yard sale after we saw a woman scooting beer with her baby carriage in Boston across the street. And we didn't even see whether it was not or was beer in it or not. That was just my idea. We were just like, look at the stroller. Maybe we did see beer. I don't remember. I think that was the same direction in Boston, that same corner. I later ended up rolling clumsily, fast as possible, opened the door at the corner, got out of the cab, the front seat of the cab with my roller skates, fast as possible as that cabbie was coming on to me. Oh my Lord. Okay, the baby carriage. Inside the baby carriage was a black shiny Sharpie marker and a baby. And Phil played the accordion while that baby was tagged, shot, and thrown up in the air and tried to catch. I forget. We know how to treat a baby as girls. We walked around Enfield, hippie commune, Berkshire Hills style. Country popular and involved. An country as opposed to Greenwich Village, which was our home, which was I in the intelligence, which means introverted country people. Well, we were ruckus clowns at Greenwich. And then we'd sometimes make it to Enfield for parties, but this time we were going up to anybody who was outside, just strolling our baby. And we left that baby carriage. And we drank that Cuervo. We had limes. And salt. And we left that baby carriage in the woods. That was kind of painted white and reminded me of my very first Christmas present, Bassinet. I used to throw Sunday croquet parties. Oh, I haven't had one since college. They made a big one for me at Easter Keg Hunt. Giant balls, giant hula hoops as wickets across that beautiful field. Everyone bought hot shop costumes for it, like Alice in Wonderland Dainty. I think Jody wore one of my croquet hats. Everyone was wearing velvet, sitting in fairy streams with a keg. Once they found a keg, they'd sit by it for a while. There were baby kegs hidden all over the woods in key spots. We have a photograph. I don't know if I'm in the photograph. If not, it definitely wasn't my costume necessarily. Although mine was the worst costume ever. It was during, what do I call it? Dissertation season. I was stressed. I was doing my work last minute. And I made my costume last minute too with what I had in my apartment. I had red veils, tulle. I had like a soft old t-shirt, stonewash, blood red, and I made a big puffy tooth out of stuffing and pillowcase on the front of the shirt, probably that morning. And it was busted a little right here, so I put my toothbrush right there. The wings were kind of pathetic, but I was like, look, I'm the bloody tooth fairy. Chris Jablowski visited at the end of that keg hunt for hometown dinner, Vermont style. I could tell he was a little shocked and disturbed by my state. I was ridiculously overtired. But he left Bliss out. He was like giggling to himself, like, okay. He can never see me like that. everyone at Hampshire loved him. And they were like, good catch. And I'm like, what? How could you like him? He's fat. And his small little member, his moon unit, although you can rock on it and pretend you're a lesbian, there's something inside of you that doesn't really make a difference. It's more just like there's something inside of you ends up being perfect size for the inner rings in my anatomy. Ding dong ping pong. Alas, it's the strangest thing. All of my lovers end up having one ball. Last time I counted 23 to date. Spoon. I so doubt it was 24. I could have listened twice. Well, do you count rape? At least I was like happy, blissful, and drugged throughout the whole experience. And then I was so offended, I wanted to be on top. Oh. I would not let it go. I drove with that man in Massachusetts. I'm like, I will love you. He was going to take me to all these concerts. I was going to have a lot of armatios to sell them on blankets. With this skeezy, sketchy guy. Now I wrote a story about him and it feels just right. Apparently he was the knight who guarded me from Rome to England. It was up to me, and I'll add to it right now. The reason there were other travelers was I stayed in Rome till it was empty.